Here at the University of Colorado at Boulder, in 2002, the student government was approached about implementing a fee to build capital projects on campus. These 4 buildings would be built with student fees instead of government funds because the government had reneged on its obligation to fund capital projects on campus. The leadership of the student government got together and put together basically a list of things that we'd like to see come out of this building fee. One of those things were green building requirements because we've been implementing some green building components into our own buildings and have increased our purchase of wind power to 100% of our energy. And we thought these would be good things to extend to the greater campus. The result was that the administration was at a very poor position to be bargaining with us, and we ended up getting what we wanted.
A group of people got together, created a thing called the U.S. Green Building Council, and created a set of green building standards, which are now called LEED, Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. These standards enable people to know how to build a building that can rest more lightly on the earth. There are levels of LEED standards, from just LEED certified to LEED silver, all the way up to LEED platinum. And each represents a greater commitment to environmental responsibility.
So now I'll take you on a tour of the 4 new building locations. This field is the site of the new Atlas building, which is one of the buildings that will be LEED certified. This is the Sybil Wool Fine Arts building, which will be replaced by the new Fine Arts Complex, and that will be designed to meet the LEED's Gold standard. And now for the Business School edition. Something very interesting is actually going to happen here. The parking lot is going to get moved to where the field is. The field is getting moved to where half of the parking lot is, and then the building is going to displace the rest of the parking lot. And despite all of that, it's going to be certified LEED silver and maybe gold. This is the Fleming Law Building, which endangered the accreditation of the law program here. And just across the way are the tennis courts, the site of the new Wolf Law School building.
The students in this story are the real heroes. They're making possible the University of Colorado to move forward with construction where it would have been stalled for years, and they're doing it on their own terms. Our building will be easily silver, and we hope gold under the LEED certification standards, thanks to Eugene and the student government.
In implementing the green building components of the building fee, we actually inadvertently created the highest building standard for any university in the country. And we feel that this is going to be hopefully an arms race for the environmental movement on universities across the country. So we're hoping that people will begin to look at our standards and say, well, maybe we'll design everything to meet LEED's Gold and also use 100% and incorporate climate neutrality, for instance, into the proposals. So we're hoping that this will kind of be a snowballing effect that will continue to push the environmental movement forward throughout the country, since building does consume the largest amount of energy in the country.
One of the things I think was a selling point that they brought out is that this is something we want to stand for as the University of Colorado Boulder in terms of living up to that gold standard. So even though there might be a little bit of higher cost up front, long term there's a benefit in terms of the return ecologically, but also I think in terms of what it says to others about what we stand for as a campus.